Most men will waste their best years of their life feeling frustrated, feeling stuck and underperforming and not fully living up to their potential. Not because they're not capable of that, but because they're too stubborn to get the right help and the right guidance that they need. So these 10 truths will wake you up and show you exactly what every man needs to unlock his true potential in a coach, and how long this will take when you actually take this first step and go, you know what, I need this help, I want this help, I want to get to the next level. Because you can either try and figure it out for yourself and you'll get there, or it may take 10 years, or you can have someone to help you and it takes you one. I don't know about you, but I'd much rather something take 1 year than 12 years or 10 years. So in this video, I'm going to take you through these 10 truths that is going to completely change the way you see and view what you need to do to get to the next level. Hey guys, it's Brendan, and in this video, let's go through these 10. I'm gonna rip through them quite quick, and if I trigger you, you're welcome, as I always say. So let's dive in. Number 1, you don't have a results-driven mentor. If you're trying to figure out life on your own, but you don't have someone there who listens, who pushes you, who demands results, you're gonna be stuck guessing. You're really not gonna get ahead. For some reason in this world, men think they need to figure it out for themselves. And I don't know why, but it's just the way that's been programmed. And so we just got to understand and humble ourselves, being like, you know what, I could do it myself, but why? You know, I'm going to get someone to help me. Anything that I want in my life, I'm like, who can help me? Who can I have around me that's going to help me? And that's the thing that makes the biggest difference. Because why try and figure it out for yourself, or if you can learn from someone else who's already been and gotten to where you want to be? That is the easiest way to get there. Success leaves clues. So just model whoever's been there. Find a mentor, whether they know you or not. You can find a mentor and just consume their content and buy their programs and their courses. And you don't even have to know who they are. They can be all online or virtual things. Like, you don't even have to know them one-on-one personally for them to still be a mentor. So it's up to you, whatever it is. Like, if you're financially strapped right now, you still can have mentors. You don't need the money to be able to invest in them. You can just invest in all of their content. There's so much online these days. There's so much free stuff out there. There's no excuse for literally not having a mentor. Now, Oprah Winfrey said, a mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside of yourself. That's really what it is. So if you can pay for it, awesome. If you can't, then just use the online content that's everywhere, the free things, study them, and you'll find a massive difference in your life. But you first need to find the results-driven mentor. And so number 2, you're stuck in nice guy mode. Without strong masculine role models, you'll keep people-pleasing, you'll keep over-explaining things, and you'll never get what you want, and you'll keep giving everyone else your power. You'll never fully own it yourself, because it'll be in everyone else, and you'll be pleasing everyone else, and all of your validation and self-worth will be in other people, and you're really gonna be just guided by what's going on inside of you. You're not going to have the power to change your life, and you're not going to feel like you have control. You know, I used to think if I was a nice guy, people would like me. You know, I think most men kind of go through a bit of a phase like that. And it worked for a little bit, so I continued doing it, but then I realized that it was only a detriment to me. So we really need to break out of that mode. And if you are in that mode, find someone who can help you break out of that mode. And most times there's so many limiting beliefs that are under the surface that you need to work through. Once you can work through them, you'll then step up out of it and you'll take full control and ownership of your life. Number 3, you give away your power to women. You seek validation, you seek approval, you seek attention, and then wonder why you lose respect, attraction, and leadership in relationships and any interactions. Because you've just given them your power. You know, if your worth is in everyone else around you, it's hard to lead with power. It's hard to even have a self-worth if everyone else is dictating your worth, you know? So we need to take that back and understand that there's plenty there, and they're just people just like us. Everyone is really the same. You just really need to understand and take that back and raise your self-worth, raise your self-value, and then the relationships around will change so much. Plato said, he who is not a good servant will not be a good leader. And what he means by this is, if you are a good servant, then you're not going to be a good leader, right? So you need to go, you know what, I'm going to lead. I'm not going to just do what everyone says and be a good servant and take orders from anyone. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not in an egotistical way, but that's how you lead, by taking control. And number 4, you're chasing money without purpose. You hustle endlessly, and deep down you feel empty because you lack a bigger mission beyond yourself. Unfortunately, it happens so often, and you hear a lot of stories about people who have made lots of money, but they're the unhappiest ever. It's because they've made all this money, but they lack the purpose and the drive and the direction. When I was working fly in, fly out, I used to make a fair bit of money, but I wasted it so much trying to find myself. Like, I'd travel and go all these different countries around the world, and I'd try and find myself. I was looking for myself in external things because I didn't have a purpose at that point. I was trying to look for it, and it just disappeared. It will always go to someone who values it most. So you'll feel empty. So you can chase money, but have it tied to your purpose and your mission and your values somehow. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that for work, right? Like you can have a career and your personal purpose and mission can be over here, but you've got to link them together. This can be a vehicle to get you to here, right? So you don't have to be working in this field, that whatever your purpose and your mission is, but it's a vehicle to help you get there, and you can connect the two. Then when you actually start getting there, it's going to be much more happy and fulfilled for you. You're going to feel like you have meaning in life. Otherwise, you're never going to get there. So that is a very big mistake that a lot of men make. And number 5, you get terrible relationship advice. You're listening to friends who are single, divorced, or just as lost as you are, and it's costing you real connection. It's not necessarily just in relationship wise, this is in any area of life. The best thing to do is ask yourself and be like, this person, do they have whatever advice they're giving me? Do they have mastery in that area? Like, are they living a life that I want to live in that area? For example, you wouldn't want to go to a personal trainer who's overweight. Like, to me, that just doesn't make sense. Like, if that person cannot do it for themselves, how can they do it for me? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get financial advice of someone who is broke. Why do we do this? So really look at what someone else is, whoever's giving the advice, look at what they've got in their life, and that's gonna allow you to start finding the answers that you want rather than taking advice from anyone. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationships, and it starts with the relationship with yourself. So really, you don't need any advice. You have all the answers you need just to keep improving the relationship with yourself. The relationship with everyone else around you will improve after that. Number 6, no one holds you accountable. We are not very good at holding ourselves accountable. We are always the ones who let ourselves down. I see it time and time again. You've never had someone strong enough to call up on your BS, to challenge you and to make you level up consistently. And I think it's a big lacking thing. Everyone's just kind of like, let you do your thing. If there's men in our programs and they don't do the same things they say they're gonna do, I call them out. And not so much call them out, but I ask them, I'm like, what happened here? Sometimes every week they go, this is what I'm gonna work towards. And if I see something on there that's been on there for a few weeks and hasn't been done, I'm like, hey, what's going on with this? Why hasn't this been achieved yet? What can I help you with? But what's going on that you haven't done this? And then they'll find an answer, and I can tell you 9 times out of 10, the next week it's done. Because I held them accountable. And it starts from holding yourself accountable, then you can hold others accountable too. But if you struggle with accountability, get someone to help you. Find who you can get. It can be anyone, you don't have to pay for it. It can be, someone. It can even be something where it's like, if you have to post something publicly that's gonna be not very good for you, then that holds you accountable too. One of my one-on-one clients, he's gotta work out every single day, and if he doesn't, he's gotta transfer me $1,000. Now, it's not about the money, and I'll donate that money to charity because I don't need it, and I don't want it because it's not for me, it's more for him. And to me, that's just a better way of doing it. Now, we do that because it's holding him accountable. And I know that he's not gonna wanna have to pay me $1,000, so I know that he's gonna do it. And so if we do those things, if we hold people to accountable and we do things where the accountability is high enough, they're actually gonna follow through it until they can build that enough. And so it's the same with you. Find someone who can challenge you and call you out when they need to, even if it's just reporting daily. Workmates, you could be like, well, I wanna get this done, I wanna get this done, and at the end of the day, hold each other accountable. How'd you go with that? How'd you go with that? Then you actually have something to live up to, and you actually start doing more because you have someone holding you accountable. It's such an important key that so many men do not have. Number 7, you stay silent and suppress your truth. I struggled with this for a long time. I felt like I had this block in my throat that I couldn't speak and express what I really wanted to say. And it all came from this programming, this, feeling ashamed and not good enough and embarrassed. But if you've never learned how to express what you really think and how you feel, without the guilt, without the fear, without the ashamed, embarrassed, so then you'll bottle it up. Then you'll suppress it, you'll bottle it up. And that's when things snap, that's when things pop. It's like the beach balls, you can't hold them down the whole time. Eventually they're gonna pop up. So allow yourself the space, and sometimes we need to have outlets or channels that we can allow this stuff to come out. And so if you feel like you can't express your truth to others and you can't really talk, then do it in silent or do it in private. If you're driving, say what you were going to say to that person, or what you're going to say to them, or what you want to say to them, so you get in the habit of actually speaking your truth and getting it out, and then you'll find that will flow onto every other area of your life. Now, the truth is powerful and it prevails. Remember that. Your truth will set you free if you allow it to, if you allow yourself the space to actually find what is your truth. Number 8, you're missing real male brotherhood. You've got casual mates, but no solid, loyal men around you who genuinely want to help you, want to support you, want to sharpen you, want to lift you to a higher level. So many men, they need to have some kind of external substance to connect. A lot of times in my life, I used to open up to my mates we used to have deep conversations at like 2 o'clock in the morning, but we couldn't really talk when everyone was sober. Why? That's not a life to live. So we really need to find men who are on the same path of us, who we can have those conversations with, who are there to support us, to challenge us, to help us, and to listen to us whenever we need. Now, I remember when I used to do a lot of one-on-ones compared to our group programs, and I had a one-on-one client from one of my first who then came back and joined one of our group events and group programs. And he said that doing the work with other men, he enjoyed it so much more than just doing it one-on-one, because there was more people around. He could hear their stories, he could bounce off. Like, we still do have a really nice brotherhood that we're creating here. And everyone was there to support and challenge and to help and connect. And it just amplified the results. It was something that I wasn't expecting at the start, but it just really amplified things. So the more that you can find that tribe, find your brotherhood, find your male mates who really want to push you, who want to take you to the next level, then you've got like this army around you. And that is the thing that you really need if you want to take your life to the next level. You don't need to be a lone wolf. If you're telling yourself that, it's just a story that you're telling. Find some mates who support you, whether you have to, use money to get into some of those things, which is fine. A lot of people, we need to do that, and you actually value it more. But otherwise, just find some other men who you can hang around with, who's gonna lift you to a higher standard. Number 9, you're playing small compared to what's possible for you. You're doing better than most, so you start coasting. You start kind of settling a little bit, but you're nowhere near your true potential. Why stop there? I see it so often. Men are, maybe down here in their life isn't really good, and they've got so much pain going on in their life, and they want to get out of the pain. Then they get into this level here, which is the comfort zone. It's the danger zone, because what got you from here to here won't get you from here to here. And so there's so much pain that's driving you from here to here. Then we're like, oh yeah, we're doing all right. And we kind of just cruise and we're not achieving. But to get to here and here, we need to make this level much more painful. And so we need to make this one here so much more painful that it actually forces you and pulls you up and forces you into action. When you get to that level, you're gonna be like, okay, what's next? And this is where you make a bigger vision. You've got to dream bigger and read books like, The Magic of Thinking Big and The Magic of Believing, and creating this big, massive vision for yourself that's gonna lift you up. It's like when you're at the top of a mountain, there's always another mountain, and you've got to find what's the next mountain that you want. Otherwise, you're only gonna go forward or backwards. There's no just coasting. Like, there's always 2 states, up, down, hot, cold, growing, dying. So if you're not going forward, you're going backwards. And so one of the biggest things is a lot of people have a fear of greatness. A lot of people have a fear of what others might think if they keep pushing forward and getting and creating big things for their life. So don't forget that to get to that next level, you've got to make your current situation more painful than what it is to get you to that next level. And number 10, you're wasting the best years of your life. If you don't change now, you'll blink and realize that you've spent years and even decades just surviving, just going through the motions and never fully reaching your potential and living to your full capacity. It's so often. So many people are just kind of wishing their life away. They get to Monday and then they go, I can't wait till the weekend. The weekend comes and they either potentially are suppressing things and going out partying, escaping, or they are so busy, or they get to the weekend and they're too tired to do anything, so they don't do anything. And then the weeks just keep rolling on. Before they know it, 10 years down, they look and they're like, where's my life gone? Now, I used to do the same when I was in fly in, fly out. We used to do 3 or 4 weeks on, and then I'd get out there and I'd be like, I can't wait, literally on the first day, I can't wait till my swing ends so I can go home again. And then I'd get home and I'd be like, I don't want to be here, I want to get out to work again. And so I was wishing my life away. My life went so quick because it was just like each time I was like, I just can't wait to get there, can't wait to get there. And then I'd get there and I can't wait to get to the next one. I was just wishing my life away, and life went so quick. So make sure that you're not wishing your life away. So the difference between average men and powerful, respected, and successful men is they don't try to do it alone. They get coached, they get challenged, and they actually do the work. They commit to themselves. So if you're ready to stop settling in life, it's time to rise now. It's time to take your life to the next level. So let me know what your biggest insight was. Drop down below your biggest comment, takeaway, what's something you're committed to doing now. And don't forget to like, subscribe. If there's anything I can do, let me know. Remember, I got you back for life. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. You made it to the end of the video and you are one of the top 1%ers who get to this point. Now, if you're sick and tired of not growing to the level that you want, if you're sick and tired of being the same spot that you were 12 months ago, if you're like, you know what, I've got so much more to offer, but I don't really know how to get there, then if that is you, down below, book in your call with one of my team. Just enter your phone, enter your email, and enter your number. And hey, look, we can't reach you if you enter details that are wrong. So enter your right details. We'll be able to reach out to you. We'll show you the 4 stages that we take men through that's gonna completely rip you out of your current situation and push you in a new direction that where you want to go. I will push you as hard as I can to get that outcome for you, because I know how much the life is good on the other side of it when we get out of the shit, when we get onto where we want to go. So click the button and I'll see you on the other side.